Well, let's get a bit more on this. Our reporter Jade Lee-Paulser joins us from Port Elizabeth. Jade, good afternoon to you. Any response from the EFF to what Gayton McKenzie has said, that this is purely a race row?
Good afternoon, Natasha. We know that Malema will be speaking, Julius Malema will be speaking at Nangoza Jebe Hall at 4 o'clock in Centenary here in Port Elizabeth. So I suppose we'll then officially get a response from him on this. And I think that, looking in hindsight, one could say that the PA and the DA have literally swept the rug or swept the carpet right from under his feet. I mean, we know that he was quite confident with that motion of no confidence happening against Athol Trollip tomorrow. But subsequently to that, with all this that has transpired over the past 12 hours, there's been a lot of change within the Metro. A few meters away from me right now, the DA is gathering up their members. You just see a sea of blue, and they are getting ready to march. But I think one question on everyone's lips is, what are the smaller parties saying about this, shifting change, or that now that the PA has sided with the DA, and how do they feel about it? And I just want to rope in with me right now Mongameli Bobani, who's from the UDM, and just get a response from him. Mongameli, obviously it's been quite a very interesting, 12 hours now. You were the deputy mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay, and you were in that council. You know what happens. You're also very good friends with Marlon Daniels. I'm sure this must be quite a shock to your system.
Oh yes, it's a quite shock from the UDM that the Patriotic Alliance decided not to go and support the motion to remove Athol Trollip. You know that by 30th November last year, the Patriotic Alliance was the one who sponsored the motion for the vote of no confidence against Athol Trollip, and the UDM supported that motion. Now that they have changed within a short space of time, it is a concern to the UDM. However, be that as may be, 24 hours is too long in politics. Even an hour is too long in politics. As the UDM, we will support the motion, and we are confident that that motion tomorrow is going to carry through.
I was just about to ask you now. I mean, obviously we see the PA has that vote, and it is quite crucial in keeping Trollip in office. But what do you think are the outcomes?
Well, listen here. Let me just assure you that that motion tomorrow is going to get through. Remember that all the councillors that are there, it's 120 councillors, and the councillors are going to vote with a conscience. The councillors know that they're coming. Most of the councillors are coming from the poorest of the poorest. That is why having a situation in the Nelson Mandela Metro whereby the northern areas together with the townships, it's very dirty there. The drain blockage is there. It's dirty, stinking there, and our people are suffering. You remember right now, our residents cannot forget that they were removed forcefully by Athol Trollip and his government, Wells Estate, without any cause. And you must be able to know that even the budget, we are crying about the budget. All of us are saying that the budget is not actually addressing the needs of our people that have voted for us. So therefore, all those councillors will vote tomorrow with a conscience. That's why we as the UDM, we are definitely sure that that motion will carry through. And we know the propaganda of the DA. We know that they did nothing in the Nelson Mandela Metro in order to ensure that they have delivered to the best. They got a year right now. You know what the AGF said. You know the corruption under Trollip. And therefore, we are not forgetting all those things. We're going ahead tomorrow. We are going to vote. And that motion, we're going to win that motion, because the councillors that are there, they are going to vote with conscience.
Now, some are saying also, Mongameli, that perhaps the UDM voting with the ANC with regards to this and the EFF is that you have a bitter pill because you were removed from council. Is this true, or are you purely just basing your decision on the best interest of the Metro?
Oh yes, the UDM is always consistent. The UDM is voting independently. Even by the time Athol Trollip was lying and accusing the UDM of corruption and also voting with the ANC, but at the end of the day, he was managed to meet with other opposition parties in order to let them to vote against the UDM. The UDM is voting independently. The UDM is siding with the community. You remember that there were marches here. The community is not happy at all with the water cuts, with the electricity cuts that are happening in the township. So the UDM is representing those communities. We are standing firm with those communities. We are saying that the DA have done nothing. Athol Trollip have done nothing. It's more than a year right now. We are still standing at the very same place we're standing as UDM. We are going to vote him out tomorrow. We are standing here with our communities.
Thank you. That was Mongameli Bobani from the UDM saying that they will be supporting the EFF in that motion of no confidence against Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, Mayor Athol Trollip. Natasha, it's back to you in studio.
Thanks very much. Jade Lee Pausa live for us from Port Elizabeth.